Welcome back. And happy Wednesday. It's not Monday. Um, if you follow me at all on social media, you've kind of figured out why this video is 2 days late. And I appreciate everybody's support online and your comments and your love. Really did touch both of our hearts. So thank you so much for that. Today I want to speak about something that can be a little bit hard for creatives that are in the illustration space and who are interested in making their own IPs. When we are creators, it is very hard to bring into that market. And when I say that market, I mean into the market of people who actually want to view and consume our work. For a lot of us, for a whole lot of us, the way people kind of find out who we are is through fan art. Fan art and trends. Hashtags play a huge role in discoverability, and just copying on the trend of the day can make us more seen to the wider audience of the internet on social media, as it pertains to that. The thing I want to talk about is when I first got into doing art again, I was doing lots of fan art of a particular video game, Destiny, and that launched my career and got me for a lot more eyes because of my fan art of that game, and that brought me to a lot more, in close with a lot more communities online, streaming communities, etc., etc. And then at one point, like I am now with emotes, I think I've talked about this before, but when you've produced so many different pieces from a particular IP and you have your own ideas, your own independent ideas that you would like to actually see produced, they never get the same reception as when we are doing fan art or we're doing a trending topic, which can be a little bit deflating to a lot of people out there who think their ideas are great. And I am sure your ideas are great. It is just that the marketing machine that put those ideas in front of us to begin with clicks a certain button in people's heads. We'll scroll through our timeline all day and we'll see art, like my timeline. There'll be artist after artist after artist. And they could all be done really well, or even less well than the other ones. But when it's a character we recognize, a Goku, a Ryu from Street Fighter, we automatically, our brains click as in we recognize that IP and we like it immediately. As opposed to when we are producing our own independent characters, we want to get over that slump, over that hump, and make our characters and our our ideas, our own ideas, have that same effect. The double-edged sword of that is if you don't do anything people want to see, people will not follow you, unless you're doing lose for your own characters. But it'll be much more beneficial to you to loot up some characters that people are already interested in. Those are the facts. I don't make the rules. But that puts in a very, precarious situation where we are producing all this fan art and we can't sell it and we can't progress it and we can't write about it. It is just this crystallized idea that we do not own. And it is basically just more promotion for the company or the IP that we are in love with, and make it. I'm not saying we shouldn't make fan art. I am saying when you put so much energy into, boosting up another IP that you do not own or have any monetary investment in the long term, is detrimental to us as creators. Unless you get hired by these companies, but. This is not a hate video about making fan art. This is just a realization I came to early on in my career, is that yes, we want validation. Yes, we want likes. Yes, we want retweets. Yes, we want people to share our work. But if you're putting 80% of your time and energy into something that your heart is not in, just to stay engaged, you're ultimately going to spiral into a state that is going to be untenable. So what I've done, and I think I made a video about this maybe months ago, maybe almost a year ago, and it was a video on No More Destiny fan art, which is not, completely true. I do Destiny fan art, but it's very far and few in between. I do it when I feel like making it, when I feel inspired to make something. Not because I'm trying to hit an algorithm, not because I'm trying to, stay in tune with the community, which I still love the community. It's just, personally, I know that if I am doing this for myself, my ideas that I want to put forward, like my own Conquer brand, I want to put that forward. My Villain Shit brand, I want to put that forward. I cannot do that without hitting the first step of getting people to actually look at what I do. So fan art and trends play a very crucial role in the growth and development of a lot of creators on the internet. Like any drug, like a steroid, it pumps you up in front of the people that you want to see your work. The problem is, if you become addicted to it, and you never get off the juice, you're going to get sick. You're going to have a bit of rage. You're going to have a bit of roid rage. The steroid of likes and retweets of a particular IP or something you don't own, if you're doing just Capcom art, if you're doing just anime art of characters that are already made, you never really get to produce your own. You never get the time to actually put into your own characters and develop them as you would like to. And that is the important part of this conversation, is divvying up your time strategically to make the things you want to make for yourself, and just shifting the balance between the things that actually need to get you seen. When you are entering the market, making your own things off the bat it can happen. It's going to make your life a whole lot harder, as opposed to entering the arena under the guise of, a Capcom fan artist or a Dead by Daylight fan artist. Those things are going to get you seen in front of a certain kind of community and a certain kind of demographic that you are probably in tune with, and the things you make also, they may be in tune with you, but they're not familiar with you or who you are. That is the gateway for a lot of creators into bringing a new audience in to see what they do outside of this fan art stuff and these trends that we are kind of bound to as creators. So, in short, I didn't want to be this long one today. When you are making things and you're working these trends, be sure to make space for yourself. Be sure to ingratiate yourself with your audience, that when you do something that's out of the norm, they haven't been drip fed this stuff 100% of the time. Sometimes you got to break it up. Sometimes you got to go 100% for a little bit, 80, 60, then 40, and then maybe you get down to 20% fan art. One good way, or one good example of this is Slugs on Twitter. He has his own IP, his own his own character that I love. I love this character. I love drawing it. Has a very 80s, 90s anime vibe to it. People do fan art of his character all the time. There are a lot of artists who have their own characters that they've created that people fell in love with. That is where you ultimately want to be when you go to make art. And he does fan art as well. I think he works at a game studio or something. And there are lots of examples of this. So I just want to let you guys know. Yes, doing fan art is good, but in the long run, doing too much of it, you will eventually lose your identity. and recapturing that. Who's to say when and where that might happen again? So, hope this is helpful to anybody out there. I'm definitely gonna call this one, I don't know. We'll find a title for the video when I'm doing the thumbnail in a little bit. But appreciate the well wishes. Thanks so much for all the love. We had a little stop on the few of the things we want to have produced this month, but we'll pick it back up in July. So we'll talk soon. The Village Shit merch is almost all the way done being screen printed. I'm doing that in house. Just take a small little break right now, but I will be on stream this evening, and we're gonna play it by ear and get back on track. But till next time, keep fighting a good fight.